what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a few things with you. Now, community crowdfunding is not a business or an income opportunity. Our donation distribution formula is purely based on crowdfunding, and we make no claims or guarantees of the contributions that your project will receive. Each individual's project success depends largely on his or her commitment, desire, and personal efforts. So the amount of money that you raise for your project is based on your work ethic. Now, how do we build this community? We build it by word of mouth, by sharing the concept with others, because community crowdfunding is referral-based. And the following example I'm about to give you is not typical and is hypothetical, because in the real world, it will never happen in this manner. Some project managers will refer 5, some 2, some 1, and some none, but some will refer many more, so each situation is unique. Your total financial risk, ladies and gentlemen, is only the initial donation that you make to your referrer's project, which is non-refundable and a personal choice. So let's talk about this for a moment, because we have 2 ways that we raise money. Remember, we talked about direct funding, and that's free. You write your story, you promote it yourself, people donate, the money goes directly to you, you get 100% of the money. That's free. The downside to that is that you have to keep going out and finding people who are going to donate to you. So that's one way. Now we have this other way. It's called community crowdfunding. This is where we support the projects of one another. Now, to get into the community, you must first give in order to receive. So what are you going to give? You're going to give a one-time donation out of your pocket of $200. It's going to go to the project of the person or the organization that referred you. You never have to go back in your pocket again. There's no yearly cost, and there's no monthly fees. 100% of that donation goes to the project or the person who referred you. All right, so that's how you get in the community. So now what I'm going to do is break this down for you so you have a clear understanding. In this presentation, we just want to give you a taste of how it works. We have other presentations that go into more detail. So let's go ahead and get into this. So we're going to share with you how our donation distribution formula works. It's very simple and very easy to understand. So the first thing you need to know is that there are projects in our community before you join. In fact, there's over 25,000 projects and individuals with us right now, okay? So for you to join the community, you're going to make a donation to the project of the person or organization that referred you, and they're going to get 100% of the money. So that's what all these folks have done here. So let's talk about these projects. These are all real people, by the way. So project number 1 is a gentleman who needs to raise $50,000 to purchase a new handicapped-equipped van to replace the one he has now for his son. The second one is a gentleman who has an after-school project. He services 700 children throughout the school season, and he needs about $28,000 to do some repairs to his bus. The next person has a program where he teaches people financial literacy, but he wants to be able to do it for free. So he's raising money to pay the expenses so he can teach people at no charge. The next person has an international project. He actually wants to raise money to feed starving children around the world. And the other 3 projects are people just like you and I. They have personal goals. They have business objectives or charitable causes that they're raising money for. All right, so once you join the community, your job then is to go out and spread the word. Remember, we said this is referral-based. So project number 1, he went out and shared the concept with 10 people or organizations within the first week, and 5 of them decided to participate. So the first one is a sports team. They need money for equipment, for uniforms, and for traveling expenses. Next is a gentleman who wants to raise money to start a business. Then we have a young lady who wants to graduate college debt-free. Isn't that a novel idea? Then we have the happy couple that wants to pay for their wedding and honeymoon. Then we have the aspiring author. This is a young lady, and she has 5 books that she wants to self-publish. So in order for them to join our community, they had to make a donation, a one-time donation of $200 to the project of the person who referred them, this is project number 1. So 200 times 5 is how much? That's right, it's $1,000. So how much of this money went to project number 1? 100% of it. That's right, he was able to raise this money in 1 week. Now, here's the thing. How many people and organizations can he refer? He can refer as many as he wants. It's unlimited. And he can raise a lot of money simply by referring people to the concept. But that's him working by himself. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about what happens when you work within a community where we support the projects of one another. So let me show you how you activate that. You take a little bit of your surplus, you take a little bit of your overflow, and you share it with the next 3 projects in our platform. So how much is that going to be? It's $320. Now, where does this $320 come from? It comes out of the money you received. It doesn't come out of your pocket. You remember me mentioned that? You never have to go in your pocket again. So that means that this is a self-funding program. As I mentioned, it's just a one-time $200. You never have to go back in your pocket. Everything else comes from the donations that you receive. There are no monthly fees and there are no yearly costs. So this $320 is shared with the next 3 projects. The software does it for you, by the way. So project number 2 is going to receive $160. Project number 3 receives 25%. And project number 4 receives 25%. So you can put this on automatic or you can do it manually. But by the way, you don't have to do this at all. This is completely voluntary. You can keep this $1,000 and use it for your project. Or you can share a little bit to help someone else. And what is that going to do for you? Well, that qualifies you to receive donations from the other projects that are coming after you. What other projects? These 5, we're going to say that they go out and they refer 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. So now you have 25 projects donating $160 to you this time. So how much money is that? 5 times 160, that's an additional $4,000 for your project. So now I have a question for you. These 25 people, do you know these people? No, you don't. They're part of the community. And that's the power that you're going to see here in just a moment. So now you have $4,000 for your project. You can use it all, or you might decide that you want to share some of it with the next 3 projects so you can receive more donations from the other projects. Remember, in our platform, we support the projects of one another. And the more people you help, ladies and gentlemen, the more help you get. That's a universal principle, isn't it? So we're going to say you have $4,000 here. How much are you going to share now? It's going to be exactly double. It's going to be $640. All right? And so this $640 is shared with the next 3 projects. Half goes to project number 3, 25% to project number 4, and 25% to project number 5. Now, because you gave out of your surplus, you qualify to receive donations from the other projects that are coming after you. So in this example, we're going to say that these 25 refer 5 also. 5 times 25 is 125, except this time you're going to receive $320 from those 125 projects. So how much is that? Okay, you need to do the math yourself. 125 times 320. Well, this is significant. And this amount here will do some amazing things for a lot of families, a lot of charities, and a lot of organizations out there. All right, now. So now, that amount, you can use that for yourself or for your project, or you can take a little bit and help someone else within our community. So how much is that going to be? It's actually $1,280, exactly double this amount. Where does this money come from? It comes out of the money you've received and not out of your pocket. So this is shared with the next 3 projects. Half goes to project number 4, which is $640, 25% to project number 5, and 25% to project number 6. Pretty powerful, right? Now, because you gave out of your abundance to help someone else, this is community crowdfunding, ladies and gentlemen. It is simply people helping people. Because you did that, you qualify to receive donations from the other projects that are coming after you. So what other projects? These 125 refer 5 each. That's 625 projects, this time donating $640 to you. So what does that look like? That looks like a life change. That looks like you just had a breakthrough. That looks like your dreams, your hopes, your plans, they have been answered. Simply because people came together and supported one another. It's so amazing. It's so profound. But yet you can miss it. Can you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, here's a question for you. Is this all the money? Absolutely not. This is just the beginning. Is there anybody on the call right now? You've been believing for something? There's something that you want to do? You want to help somebody? You got a church? You got a mission? You got a plan? Well, I hope that you can see that this is a viable way for you to get the funding. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a grant. It's not a loan, and there's no repayment required. let's go a little further. What makes this so powerful? It's the power of multiplication. This is why our shared community crowdfunding platform is so different. We use multiplication rather than addition. In addition, that's you and I going out there and doing the work ourselves. We did that already. We've been there and we got the T-shirt. We're talking about multiplication right now. This is when we leverage the relationships, the connections, their influence, and the energy of one another. The difference is mind-blowing. It's exponential. Now, as we mentioned, some funds are received immediately. You could be in a situation right now. You need some funding yesterday. Well, we talked about that, instant donations and cash donations. Now, the community donations, they go into what we call an electronic wallet, and you can withdraw that to your PayPal account. We also have an international debit card, which is good in 170 countries, because as we mentioned, we're all around the world. It's the innovation of technology that creates all of this. Technology is formational, and it has changed our lives. And so we definitely want to get up and catch up with the technology because it has changed things, and I believe for the better. Now, our proprietary software can be set on automatic, as we mentioned, and it'll do all the work for you 24 hours a day around the world. It doesn't get any easier than this. So how do you get the message out? Well, word of mouth is about the easiest way. You don't need any technical skills for this. Just continue to do what you do right now, which is talk to people. Or if you have a few skills, you can send out text messages on a regular basis. You can send out 10 emails daily. You can post on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and the rest of them. And ladies and gentlemen, you can set in motion an internet tidal wave around the world that may change your life forever. Remember what the great motivational leader Zig Ziglar said? He said that if you help enough other people get what they want, that you will get what you want. Would you agree with that? Absolutely. Now, this is the power of our revolutionary shared donation distribution formula. We succeed in funding our projects by helping and supporting others to fund theirs. It's a true win-win formula. Can you see that? So you can start today. You can join for free. You can add your dream project to the website. You can join the community by making a one-time small out-of-pocket contribution to the project of the person or organization that referred you. You can begin sharing your project with others. You can help others do the same. And you can keep stepping up and sharing it forward within the community, which qualifies you to receive even more donations from the community. So what's your dream? I think you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that crowdfunding can make it happen fast, taking weeks and not years. In closing, I'd like to ask you this question. What does freedom look like for you? I want you to imagine for a moment that you've been trapped in a cell for 12 months, that you've endured a cold, dark, and lonely place. You've eaten food that tastes like cardboard, and you've gotten very little sleep in a small, uncomfortable room. You work hard day in and day out, and you rarely ever get to see your family. You can hardly ever get visitors. Every day you try to make yourself believe that you're somewhere else because it's easier than really admitting where you are and trying to find your way out. But then one day you hear someone say that an unknown visitor is coming with a key for your release. What would you be willing to do to get that prison key? And what price would you be willing to pay for freedom? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you my story, because I had a construction business, very successful one, for over 9 years. But of course, we had the economy crash a while back. We managed to hold on for a few years, but needless to say, the bottom fell out. Well, we fell behind on our bills. In fact, we didn't make an on-time mortgage payment for over 1 year. Needless to say, we got the foreclosure notice from the bank. And I didn't know what to do, so I contacted a friend. He said, Mark, you need a good attorney. That was great advice. I went out and I did so, and that attorney got us some more time. But in the end, we still need to pay the bank their money. Otherwise, we were going to lose the house. Well, by that time, I was involved in this program. I had been involved in this program for about 2 months. And I was able to raise enough money within the next 5 weeks to pay the bank every dime we owed them, to pay the lawyers on both sides, to get back in right standing with the bank, and every dime came from this program. It absolutely has changed our lives. Now, you know, ladies and gentlemen, people try all kinds of things to find freedom. But here's the thing. If you want to get somewhere you've never been before, you've got to do something you've never done before. Maybe those other things you didn't work, but that doesn't mean that you quit. That means you keep on trying until you find the right key that unlocks the doors, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just the bottom line. So we want to invite you. We would like to invite you to join our community. Listen, as a community, we can do some amazing things together. And as a community, we can help one another accomplish our goals and accomplish our dreams. It is really, really awesome. So get back in contact with the person who referred you to this presentation. They'll show you exactly what to do so you can get started reaching for your dreams today. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I am going to stop the presentation.